Alright, so this is going to be another movie review. This one's called The Acid Eaters 1968. This is going to be another something weird double bill along with weed on this Christmas Day 2017. I'm going to be 37 years old on Saturday. Yesterday I took my son shopping because I didn't have time to do shopping and gift wrapping prior to yesterday. So I just let him tag along and see what he was getting, and he seemed to enjoy it. Today I'm going to watch The Last Jedi in 3D with my dementia-stricken uncle. He's going to try to bring rotten food in my car, and then we'll get into a big fight. And then we'll go to see the movie in downtown Redwood City on the big screen in 3D, 10:15. I gotta hustle down there to Redwood City from Daly City, and I guess I'll park at Safeway and walk across the Redwood City. Parking is a little tricky, but enough about Christmas stuff. Getting back to the movie, this movie supposedly has to do with ingesting lysergic acid or LSD, but it really has very little to do with it. It's more like one of those David F. Friedman nudie type deals. It's about the same caliber as Country Cousins, I guess, in that regard. So there's a lot of weird stuff going on in the beginning and the end. It actually has, at the end it has the letters STD along with LS inside the LSD pyramid. I'm not sure what that's all about. But the beginning has a lot of cool mashup scenes that don't really make any sense. A lot of cool kind of TikTok noise in the beginning. They're just random noise at the end, which is pretty cool. And then it's got the groovy late 60s type David F. Friedman music in there. So, yeah, pretty cool stuff. But not really enjoyable, kind of boring. The dialogue is inane, of course, and the jokes are lame. They really put down the native people in this movie, the indigenous folks. So there's that. It's basically about a bunch of biker dudes who hang out with topless, ugly white women. And yeah, they do a lot of dry humping in this one. Nothing real spectacular. While they were riding around, they discovered this LSD pyramid, and that's when things start getting interesting. One of the guys dresses up like the devil, and he passes out these giant styrofoam cubes, I guess they look like. I guess that's supposed to be LSD, I don't know. It's all very confusing. And one of the gals supposedly dies by sinking in quicksand. Inexplicably, they just watch her sink into the quicksand. And then miraculously she comes back, not once but twice. Once at the picnic table for no apparent reason, while they're playing some card game. And then the second time, while the dude is taking a cold shower, the native chief gives him a girl, which happens to be a clone of his ex-girlfriend or something. It's all very confusing, like I said. It's a mess. So I'm giving it 3 out of 5 stars. I'm continuing to do the ThaiFlirting.com deal. Um, really, there was one gal who said she was going to come here on a visa. She didn't really know how, and then later on she said she wanted to be with her family because the guy, her dad, owns a business or something, and she's helping out. So she, for some odd reason, she added me online, and I asked her for naked pictures. Then she got all mad. Um, so that was the end of that. And there was another gal who's about age 32. She's rather comely looking, from Thailand, of course. She actually knew what she was doing. She knew all the paperwork that was involved. So I asked her for an information so that she could attach an invitation letter to her fiance application visa. And the only response I got was, I want to video call you. So I said, okay, fine. I have Facebook, Skype, Google Hangouts, and Line. Most of these Thailand people have Line because it's a free calling service. And got no response from that lady. She's always busy doing something. So I got all these Thailand people online. And occasionally I'll try to video call them, but other than that, it's pretty lame, the ThaiFlirting.com. For instance, this one lady hooked up to me online. She said she dislikes kids, which doesn't work because my son wants a baby brother. And so if they don't want kids, it's kind of a deal breaker kind of thing. But it seemed like I wasn't getting through to her, or she couldn't understand me, or I couldn't understand her, or both. But yeah, I tried to explain to her that I couldn't leave the country to come meet her. I wasn't going to send her money. And she had to have kids when she got here after getting married to me. So pretty simple, straightforward demands, if you will. And she just didn't get it. I couldn't understand her replies. So that was the end of that. Just kind of a typical exchange that I have with these people in Thailand. But yeah, that was my Australian YouTube buddy commentator friend idea. Adrian recommended that I should go to Thailand. I couldn't exactly do that, but I tried to do something better, which was webcam and online dating website for Thailand. So I haven't been very successful at it, but I keep plugging away. At least these women are responsive. I don't understand what they're talking about, and sometimes they kind of dilly-dally and non-committal kind of thing. But it's better than regular online dating here in the United States, because I can't even get a date on these websites anymore. It's pretty ridiculous. So That's the end of my dating woes and my Christmas woes, as it were. Um, yeah, not a great flick. I am rating it higher than IMDb, however. I think it's 3.8 on IMDb. Uh, yeah. So, yeah, it's typical David F. Friedman fare. Not a great flick, but not as bad as people make it out to be. It has its moments. So that's the end of my review. Laters.